Hey everyone, it's Will, Gamer Dad, with another video for you. So in the town of Azana, in the tavern on the far right, you can speak to this guy, and he's an information broker. And if you're willing to pay 100,000 git, you can choose one of 8 tips that he can go research for you, and after 30 minutes, he will come back with the information. So you can start the process and then come back later, at your convenience, to see what he unlocks. Now, in terms of the 8 different quests, each one will eventually lead to I would say a super boss of sorts. So a very tough battle. So you can see I've unlocked the sickle here, and it gives you some hints as to where to go. And obviously they'll be all in the new areas. So this particular sickle can be used to cut down the grass on the bottom right corner of the plateau, directly to the right of exiting the town. So you can see we have to fight Ogre Rancorum. Now I'm not sure why Ogre Rancorum is actually featured as one of the boss battles, because it doesn't really explain it. However, for this particular part of the fight, you will not be able to use your AF bar. Note that my entire team here is fire-based, and I was only able to equip it this way after some trial and error. For those who don't know, there's definitely some online resources from Japan that you can do to research how to fight bosses. I believe Ultima, Altema, is the website you can go to. For the most part though, I actually tried to experience it on my own without looking up the information, and only if I'm stuck or maybe have to find a more efficient way, I'll go there. So keep that in mind. That's why sometimes you may find my videos very quick, other times it is not quite so smooth, shall we say. Now in this battle, there is a 3-turn rotation. First turn is single target physical, followed by second turn AoE, earth physical attack, and finally the third turn is a boost of its power. So this particular battle is pretty straightforward. Just keep the power debuffed, have some physical resistance on your team, and obviously for turn 2 you can use some sort of elemental mitigation to help protect against the earth portion of the attack. And again, for this fight, you will need a very strong fire-based team. And right after this, you'll see why. This is actually only part 1 of 2 of the fight, and they go back to back. So you're not able to heal or recover your MP before taking on this second boss. So you can see all those, thinking it is all done. But unfortunately, we got to take on this fairy raccoon dog. And it is weak to fire, null to wind, and resistant of the other elements of water and earth. So obviously you're going to bring a fire team. So it does have a 7-turn rotation, and the first turn is a debuff, of a physical resistance attack. So no damage. Second turn is a 2-hit single target wind attack, mild to moderate damage. The third turn is the large AoE wind attack, so make sure you do have int debuff, elemental resistance up. In the case of using Garyu, you can use his burning shield to help with 50% mitigation of reduction in wind type damage, so that will help you last a lot longer. And the fourth turn you can see right there is a 1400 fixed damage, which is not reducible. So after this, it's going to have a 3-turn rotation. Right here where it turns into a statue of some sort. Now note the symbol there, that purple symbol is a magic reflect, so do not attack it with magic. Feel free to use fire-based physical attacks to boost your AF. Now you do have your AF bar back in this case, and you can heal or rotate your characters to the back if you need to. So looking back, I actually think I could have I guess, recharge some of my characters, but I didn't really think so to do that at the time. And so you have 3 turns to do so, or like I said, deal as much damage as you can. In my case, I chose to continue dealing damage. Ewan is very useful with his 2-hit blunt XL fire, as well as his fire debuff attack as well. Okay, so after 3 turns of the statue, the fairy raccoon dog is back and ready to battle. So starts with turn 1 again. So again, the main thing to keep in mind is you want to do your AF, if you're going to, on any turn except for the second turn, because if you do it on the second turn like I did, and you'll see shortly, on the third turn he will counter with that large AoE wind type attack, which can actually wipe out your team. So keep that in mind. I would rank this battle as fairly difficult. Note that again, I have an all 5-star character team, and all of them, with the exception of Annabelle and Seti, do have fire attributes to it. Annabelle is there more to mitigate some power, and of course Seti's Valor Chant can reduce intelligence for 1 turn as well. I chose to use Annabelle mostly because of the versatility of non-elemental damage, so the boss is not resistant to it, as well as does have both power and int debuff as a single target if needed. And you can see that right there I rotated Gario in to power up the AF, and unfortunately he got killed by that. So I wouldn't recommend doing that on if you're going to do this battle on your own. One other thing I will note is that I wasn't that well prepared here in this AF. If you notice, there was some pausing when I was doing the attack. The reason why is I actually was doing some other quests and battles, and I moved my moveset around. So normally I would leave all my fire type multi-hits on the far right, and then kind of boosting or other types of attacks in the middle. And unfortunately I didn't do that, so it made it a little bit tougher to kind of press between the buttons. So again, if you are preparing for a large fight, make sure your 3 moves are set to what you want, kind of like your hotkeys, so that you can spam like no tomorrow. Of course, if you had AS Xion or Xion here in this fight, I think you would have a much easier time. Seti is not bad, especially now that he got buffed with his Blaze Impact, but at the end of the day, he only does a single target fire, and even though it boosts his power for a number of turns, and he has that Trial Assault, which can debuff fire, I don't find raw damage-wise he is as powerful as either Ewan or even Aldo with his X/, Mark II. Now again, you can see the second rotation, turns 5, 6, and 7 again, we have the statue. So I'm continuing to deal damage, knowing that you can see that the boss is down to about 20% life. And after another couple of turns, I should be able to activate a smaller AF to finish the boss. Mariel is definitely very handy here, and for sure Garyu is very handy here as well. So again, whatever fire team you can assemble will be best. Now, keep this in mind, this is only my first boss battle to fight these information broker battles. So there are 7 more battles to go. And each one actually unlocks a nice prize at the end as well. Actually, I think there's only 7 battles, sorry. My guess is there is 1 of each type of weapon. Okay, so you can see the boss has been debuffed enough, and we have all our attackers up in front. So let's activate our second AF, even though it's not full, and we'll just end it right here and now. Okay, and there you have it. Fairly tough battle, but again, I'm sure you guys, after watching this video, will find it a little bit easier in terms of knowing what moves to prepare for and what to expect as well. And let's look at our reward. Check it out. We have a new staff. Pretty sweet. Okay, so I'm going to just bring it up in my inventory so you can see the stats. Note that it's actually as strong as most of the other end game weapons, with some additional abilities as well. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.